Hello YouTube and welcome to GrunfWorks. This is episode 98 of the Interplanetary Voyage of Exploration. And in previous episode we have finally launched our big Duna interplanetary ship, and we have also built the Karbonite miner ship, which I planned to test. And the focus of the test it will be in this episode, as you can see here. And we are off. So this ship, the Karbonite miner, its purpose is to go to Minmus, land on, well, not completely empty tanks, but land on the field where you have carbonite, mine the carbonite, and then hopefully go up and dock with our Minmus orbital station and hopefully refuel it a little bit. So this one will be refueling the Minmus orbital station, while we will create a bigger version of this guy, or maybe another type of this guy that will be going to Duna and do the same. So this is more like a test just to see how well is this one performing. So yeah. Okay. Circularizing. Aiming for the maneuver node. And burning for the circularization, opening up the solar panels. As you can see, we don't have too much delta V. And I'm playing at 250 times acceleration, roughly, so that we get a little bit of fluidity here. This is a quite simple craft, so I didn't have that much frame rate issues when playing, so which definitely felt great. Okay, yes. Circularizing, we have 400 meters per second to go. .300 meters per second, 200 and 150 roughly, or 175. Well, at least we are now circular, and I don't want to waste too much of my delta V, so rather than doing anything else, let us perform the inclination alignment, and then it will be followed by the ejection burn to Minmus. As you can see, we have total of 1.5 thousand remaining, so this should be plenty to go and land on Minmus. Minmus after all has very low gravity, so I'm not overly concerned. If this was a moon, it would have been a different story. Okay, delete and close, and maneuver node 24 seconds, so we will burn when we roughly hit around 13 or somewhere around that. Oops. A little bit later, but well, doesn't matter. Okay, so ascending node is not a number, I don't care, and let's just extrude our periapsis and make sure that we can actually hit Minmus. So 690 or 892 meters per second, it's actually quite a lot, so I won't have too much delta V when I get there. Okay, and we have an encounter. Sounds good to me. And the total estimated burn will take 1 minute and 22 seconds. Given the fact that we have it in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, we still have some time acceleration to do. Okay. Aligning and burning. By the way, I found these two kind of engines which I'm using on the side to be very useful when you're designing landers that can mine carbonite. So mind that this is actually my first carbonite mining ship, so I have had no idea if this was gonna work. So yeah. Oh, and here we go. we have a Minmus encounter. So let's see if we can improve our encounter somewhat. And I think this should be well. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about this encounter. I was thinking if I could maybe fiddle a little bit with RCS, which I have more than plenty of, because I also want this guy to be also, well, refueling both monoprop and, I guess, and liquid fuel and oxidizer, so yeah. Okay, now let's just sit back and enjoy as we leave Kerbin and go onwards to Minmus. Beautiful sight indeed. Trying to find the best angle for a worthy screenshot. Something along these lines. Perfect. Beautiful, isn't it? So serene. Okay. Let us kick up more the time warp and make sure that we go over to the Minmus, shall we? I'm just trying to find where it is, and there it is. Okay, perfect. Coming within Minmus sphere of influence shortly, but surely. Okay, come on, come on. And in 8 seconds we will be transitioning the sphere of influence. There we go. So let's us just see the maneuver node which we want to place. So I'm just kind of trying to find a suitable landing spot also. Burning a little bit with RCS. I'm sorry for the perspective, guys. It was also a little bit hard for me to maintain it. And let's see. So in order to stop, we need 171 meters per second for a low Minmus orbit. And I'm actually pretty happy with that, given the fact that we still have more than enough. So let us enjoy Minmus closing in on us. Another screenshot, and you can see even the Minmus orbital station passing by as it orbits. Okay, and I was thinking, well, you know, it's 171 to basically come into the orbit, and we could as well stop. So I was trying to find where I could see Karbonite as a resource, basically. So, but I was actually in a little bit of a rush. So I was figuring, well, you know what? Rather than me just looking at this, let's just land this sucker. I'm pretty sure that there is some Karbonite to be had down on this one of these lakes. So might as well, you know, just stop and try. We have 234 meters per second. I am pretty low on the delta V, so I will actually burn quite a lot of it using my RCS, which I have more than plenty, so yeah. So just using the RCS thrusters to slow down in the orbit of Minmus. And hopefully the place where I'm looking to land is the flats below. So, I mean, it's ideal because it's just flat. And I'm actually slightly concerned because I didn't have time to actually look at the Karbonite resource map. It's something that I should have done. Yeah, the biome is great flats, according to ScanSat. As you remember, we sent a ScanSat probe a long time ago, so we have the height maps, we do have the anomaly list, we do have even the Karbonite, which we sent like 2-3 episodes ago, but clearly I'm a dumbass that didn't scan for or use this data, which we will see how it will play out. So I'm making sure that I'm slowing down using the RCS because I only have 217 meters of second left in the fuel tank, which is a little bit disconcerting for me, but yeah, what can you do? So I'm trying to kill my horizontal speed, which is 100 millimeters per second. So just making sure that we are almost perfectly aligned, and now I'm using my main thrusters to kill what little left of the vertical velocity we have, which is 70 meters per second. It's not negligible, I can tell you that much. And all this time I'm also preparing to thrust using the RCS, and there we see our shadow. It's over there. Perfect. So okay, now I have slowed down significantly, and I plan to continue to thrust using the RCS, not to accelerate too fast on ascent. So scary moment. We have total 94 meters per second in the tank, and we have monoprop, thankfully. So 7, 2, 4, 5, and going down to 2 meters per second, 1 meters per second, and now the rest I can fix with RCS. This looks like to be a good landing. And touchdown, I believe, or touchdown, yeah. Perfect. So, beautiful landing. Oh, I'm so excited. Screenshot, and let us deploy the drill. Actually, both of them, we have plenty of solar power, and let's start carboniting. Carbonite drill, nothing to harvest. What? Like I said, guys, I'm a dumbass. And I'm a dumbass because I didn't watch where exactly is the carbonite spread. According to the rover dude, it's individual per planet and it's random. So let us look at the carbonite map, and not for Kerbin, but for, I think it's for Minmus. Map type, planetoid, Minmus, yes. So here we go. And we clearly see our carbonite miner. And let's just see the concentrations of the carbonite, shall we? And of course, on the place where I have landed, it's absolutely zero, nada, zilch. And I have landed with 90 meters per second in the tank and some RCS. Of all this wealth of resource on Minmus, I land on a blind spot. I will once again repeat. Dumbass. Okay, so at this point I was almost ready to give up on this guy, but I was thinking if I could get him over here, there is some carbonite to be mined there. So let's go crazy here. We have 91 meters per second, so let's see if we can get this guy over there with 91 meters per second only. So I'm trying to get him on the lowlands to the left or to the westwards from here. So yeah, kicking a gas a little bit just to get that initial height, and then now trying to boost as much as I can. 54 meters per second remaining, not a whole lot. It seems that I just might be able to pull that off. So well, I figured like this. We successfully landed, but without the carbonite to be mined, this ship is pretty much worthless. So I'd rather wreck it on the face of Minmus than just leave it there and basically do nothing with it. And it's a robotic craft anyway, so I'm pretty sure the Joint Chiefs somewhere in the Kerbal Space Center would agree. While some others would probably tell me what the hell am I doing with their kind of expensive equipment. Okay, the land is coming up and it is kind of hard and I'm a little bit worried, so I'm just thrusting a little bit upwards to maintain some momentum until I can get a confirm that biome becomes lowlands. And I'm starting to slow a little bit down, but still not too much. Yeah, I'm slightly worried. My monoprop is coming to the end and I will need to stop, and I will need to stop very soon. So, okay, we are above lowlands, which is great, which means we could actually find some carbonite here. Okay, 5 meters per second and perfect. Okay, 25 meters per second remaining for the last suicide burn. Okay, I might just be able to pull this off, guys. I don't believe this. Wow. I do have a little bit of history when it comes to landing on fumes and going places on fumes, so this won't be the first time, but I guess this one actually tips the cake. 25 meters per second left, seriously, and we'll see how much it will be left after I kick the gas and land. And I'm really hoping that I will be able to find some carbonite here, because if not, then I'm really busted. So 1 meter per second, 0.9, okay. It is a little bit slope, 6.4%, but I guess we'll have to manage. It is pretty wide lander, so I'm optimistic when it comes to the landing. And touchdown. Wonderful. Okay, now let's see if we got lucky or not. What do you think? Another screenshot. Deploy the drill. Deploy the drill, and yes, there is carbonite and we can mine it. Awesome. Finally. So as you can see above, the carbonite is flowing. Whew. This was way closer than I would like to admit. Honestly, guys. Way closer. Okay, so I don't think I want to linger here too much. I just want to make sure that this guy loads its stuff up. And then I will start the power or the converters that are converting this to liquid fuel and oxidizer. That being said, we have some science, so let's just burn a little bit of science. Because I want to start going into the procedural wings, and well, I do have them, but I've been using one and the same design all along. I really want to use some others. Anyway, that being said, we are 19 days from the Jool recycling station entering the Jool system. I launched this one many episodes ago, so I'm hoping if we will be able to dock this one to the one of our exploration ships in the orbit around Laythe, and so that this one has actually plenty of supplies when it comes to liquid fuel and oxidizer. So, or not, sorry, not liquid fuel, but life support supplies. Because life support supplies become very important here. The rest we can mine, and I don't think I will be assembling like self-sustaining station here. It's more like, yeah. So, I'm trying to see if I can secure a Laythe encounter from the get-go. So, and I think it would be a great opportunity, because then we could maybe even stop around Laythe and be none the wiser. But it could be a little bit too aggressive. We'll see how it fares. So I'm just fiddling, and yeah, so I guess if we come in front of the planet, it should be fine, right? Yeah, on this side, probably it should be okay. Okay, so let's point ourselves maneuver prograde, and we will for sure execute the maneuver node, no questions about that. So Execute the planned maneuver. We have 3000 delta V to stop. The problem only is that our thrust to weight is really low, so it will take us a lot of time until we actually burn to get correct. Okay, so we do have a Laythe encounter, which is great. So let us just go towards it. It's 17 days away. A little bit time acceleration doesn't hurt. So coming in within the Laythe sphere of influence, hopefully. And 40 seconds. Okay, that means we should see Laythe somewhere around, right? Shouldn't we? And 3, 2, 1, and bam. So. That was the Jool sphere of influence, sorry. Not Laythe. Laythe is coming within 56 days. Okay. Now I get it. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm once again gonna hit a little bit time acceleration because I want to get further ahead with this one. And our Karbonite is still mining, so I'm hoping that it will be able to refuel all of its tanks in like this amount of days. And we are coming up on Laythe, as you can see. So yeah, and the only thing that I've noticed, which was very, very wrong, is that all the stations are orbiting in a different orbit, which means if I want to fix this, it's 2179, which is way too much, so I'll have to figure out another way of handling this. So what would be the total amount for me stopping in the orbit at this level? Given the speed that I'm going, oh dear. No, that's not doable. So radially, if I push it here, that's also 1300, and beside we cannot even then aero brake. Okay. Come on, GrunfWorks, think of something better. Can we actually stop in the orbit around Jool? And that's not too expensive, that's 543. So I'm thinking I stop here, and on the next pass I make sure that I go into the correct orbit around Laythe and that I aero brake. Hi Laythe and then bye Laythe, because we will be just passing by, I guess. A little bit not thinking things through on my part, but yes. Okay, let's point orbit retrograde, and that's Jool orbit retrograde to be exact, and just enjoy as we pass Laythe. Hi Laythe, I hope to come back to you. This is ideal place for a screenshot, by the way. And yeah, let us just quickly align and head over to Jool instead. The good thing about having everything with the remote tech flight computer is that I don't have to worry about when I need to execute. The maneuver node, I just pressed execute and it will execute itself. It's a different style design ship and I really like the looks of it. It's a little bit, it's not minimalistic by any means, but it's still kind of cool, I believe. So yeah, also a little bit redundant when it comes to the engines, but I think it's pretty much necessary given what we had. Like, we had one engine failure and we can still push onwards. Normally engine failure on the robotic ships can easily spell out the end of the mission. Not with this one though. Beautiful screenshots, I mean, it's just amazing. So okay, and I decided to in the end press a little bit time acceleration, and I mean physics warp literally, because I mean I couldn't be bothered to sit for 10 minutes while this guy slowly burns. So sorry about that guys, but I figured, I need to keep my sanity. Really I do. So yes. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it will end up when it's supposed to end up. Definitely a long burn, even if 4 times acceleration, should be 1.5 minutes, so. And the good thing is, though, that we are getting captured in the orbit around Jool, which was the plan all along. So, yeah. Okay, perfect. Now to figure out how do we want to approach Laythe. Oh, it's not really in the best orbit whatsoever. Oh, we have another planetary, but okay, and I think we are encountering Laythe. Yes, we are. So I'll just have to make sure that I go correctly this time. So I think this would be a good pass. And that node is happening in, I believe, 91 days. So we have more than enough time to actually execute. I won't be accelerating that much. I'm just now trying to see if I can secure some better placed orbit, but maybe not. We'll see. I just want to make sure that I'm burning the right way. Did I mess it up again? I don't know. I think I did. Yeah, I definitely want from the other side. Or... so it's going this way while all the others... yeah, hold on. This is okay. I mean, it's not the best, but I think it will do. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna cut it here for the episode. If you like the episode, hit subscribe for more KSP content that will be coming soon. And until next episode, thank you very much for watching. This is GrunfWorks signing off.